Hello, grade 4. How are you today? Our lesson is on the third unit, which is forms of energy and their change. In this lesson, we will speak about three main points. The first main point is the meaning of energies. The second one is the forms of energy, and the third one is the changes of energy. At the beginning, we have to know what the meaning of energy. Energy is the ability to do work, or it helps us to do any kind of activity. So without energy we cannot move or do anything in our life. So energy is the ability to make change or to make work. The second main point is the forms of energy. So, what is the meaning of, or what are these forms of energy? The first form is a potential energy, which we can see in anything in a static state or stable state, like cars. When it's in a static state or stable state, it have potential energy, and when it move, this potential energy change into kinetic energy or mechanical energy. So potential energy is stored in everything. Everything have potential energy. So potential energy stored in a spring of toy. When we rotate the spring of the toy or pull it, it will change the and when we let it to move or release it, it change the potential energy that's stored in it into another form of energy like kinetic energy. The second form of energy is light energy, and we all know that light energy, its main source is the sun. So light energy produced by sun or electric lamp. The third form of energy is the kinetic energy. The kinetic energy is produced by electric fans and washing machines. We can see them in these two devices, but we can see them also in many different um, in many different يعني in many different devices or machines, like for example like cars. The cars, when they are in stable state, they have potential energy, and when we operate them, this potential energy changes into kinetic energy. So we can see also the kinetic energy in the electric fans. When we operate them, it start to move, and the washing machines also. The fourth form of energy is heat energy. Heat energy, we can see this energy in many different forms, like fire, like heaters. Anything that produce heat has heat energy. The fifth form of energy is the electric energy. Electric energy produced by solar cell and dry cells. This form of energy, which is electric energy, is very important. We can see them in many other devices. The other form of energy is chemical energy, and it's stored in battery, for example. The battery have graphite rod. These rods forms of some chemicals, and these chemicals it changes into or produce charges which produce electric energy. So the chemical energy can be seen in this type of stuff. And the last form of energy is the sound energy. Sound energy is a form of energy that cause hearing. It can produce when the things vibrate. We can see them also in many different musical instruments like piano or radio. Okay, now we will talk about the forms of energy, or the changes of energy. Sorry. Now we will speak about the changes of energy. The first part is changing of potential energy into kinetic energy. The potential energy, as we know, it is the energy that's stored in everything, It can change into kinetic energy, as for example, like the rotating spring or the toys with a spring, as we uh, as we talked about in the last few minutes. The second part is the changing of kinetic energy into other forms of energy. Like what? Like changing of kinetic energy into sound energy, like radio. When we connect it with electricity, it starts to produce sound. The other form is changing of kinetic energy into heat energy. For example, like rubbing our hands together. When we rub our hands together, we start to feel warm. So this is a form of a changing kinetic energy into heat energy. We have also changing kinetic energy into electric energy. Kinetic energy can be changed into electric energy, um, like dynamo. A dynamo is an example of a changing kinetic energy into electric energy, which can be seen in the bicycles. The third part is a changing of electric energy into other forms of energy, like a changing of electric energy into light energy, changing of electric energy into kinetic energy, and a changing of electric energy into sound energy. The first one is like the lamp. The lamp is a form of, we can see in them the form of a changing electric energy into light energy. And the second one, a changing of electric energy into kinetic energy, is like many devices that, like fans, like washing machine, anything that can move when we connect them with electricity. The last one is a changing of electric energy into sound energy, and we can see this form or this changing in radio, as we give an example like that in the last few minutes. And the last point is a changing light energy into other forms of energy, like what? Like changing light energy into electric energy. For example, the solar cells, and changing light energy into heat energy. I hope you get benefit from this revision. Thank you very much for hearing and watching me.